I know you can say it. Spot's taken his sweet you-know-what time getting these answers all answered for on the spot. I haven't forgotten, just doing other things, unfortunately, is stretching out Spot's time. So let's go back and let's resume where we left off on the answers to On the Spot, which I think it's On the Spot 11. That's what I've been calling it. I'm pretty sure it's On the Spot 11. But resuming your text questions, the next one comes to us from the Jason B13. OTS, been a fan since the beginning, but I don't think I've ever heard you mention Godzilla. So my question to you is, are you a fan of the Japanese Godzilla movies? And if so, do you collect any Godzilla figures? Which I think somebody else asked down below, or Spot just losing his mind. But I used to, every Sunday, watch Godzilla movies. When I used to go to church, I used to come home, and Sunday afternoons, I think early afternoons, probably like 1 to 3 o'clock, there was a channel that used to air all the Godzilla movies. So for me, that's probably what I would that's probably the only time I really followed the Godzilla movies, was probably when I was younger. The remake with Matthew Broderick was alright. I don't feel as if it was really a true Godzilla movie. I'm thinking that they are working on a new Godzilla movie. I don't know if it's going to be a U.S. distributed movie or a U.S. made movie, or if it's going to be actually a Japanese made movie, but I would definitely be looking forward to that. I don't have any Godzilla figures, though. None whatsoever. I had the Godzilla American reboot Godzilla, the big one that rotated his torso and I think his mouth opened up and he went, Rah! No, that's not the sound that Godzilla makes. That's more like the sound of a cat. But I have long since gotten rid of that one. I actually bought that one at Toys R Us when the toys were coming out. That was actually at a time when I wasn't really collecting stuff. I just happened to see it and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, so I picked it up. But thank you, though, for your question, Jason B13. Next question comes to us from Keith Lasher, who I believe in this picture is eating an ice cream. That might be a McDonald's soft serve ice cream. It could be Dairy Queen, I don't know. He says, OTS, can you review more Family Guy stuff, please? Absolutely. So I would love to review more Family Guy figures. I don't really have many more figures, but if I do, if anybody is interested in sending them my way, or maybe I see them for a good price somewhere, I definitely will pick up the Family Guy figures. I know Playmates was doing a line, but I don't really think it went anywhere, did it? They were big with The Simpsons, and I think they did like 2 play sets for Family Guy, and that was it. So I don't know if I guess they've scrapped the line. But the line before that, who did Family Guy, I would pick that up for sure. I don't have any at the moment, but I would pick them up if I saw them. Next question comes to us from Vidya Adrian, and if at any point Spot is mispronouncing these names, I do certainly apologize. OTS, what is your favorite LEGO minifigures from Series 1 to Series 10? I don't know if he's asking for every single minifigure, because truth be told, Spot can't really remember every single minifigure pack. The Chicken Man was really cool. I thought the Chicken Man was neat, the guy in the chicken suit. Other ones that really stand out in recent memory. I'm trying to go in my mind and go through my little Rolodex of memories. I'm trying to actually remember some of the minifigures that stand out to me. There's been a lot of them. I know LEGO's churned out a lot of minifigures. I tell you one minifigure I never did get and I always wanted to get. I think there was one minifigure set, and you guys can let me know if this is correct or I'm just making up stuff. I think one minifigure set had zombies. It was a zombie guy, a zombie minifigure guy that I totally would have picked up. If I had found him in the blind bag, I certainly would have been happy. Next question comes to us from Legend Kill. He says, ever tried ASMR? I probably will admit my oldness right now. I put my head down into my hand and I think to myself, I have no idea what ASMR stands for. I got nothing. I absolutely have nothing. If you guys want to let me know down below what ASMR is, or maybe Legend Kill can let me know, I can certainly answer his question. So let me know what ASMR is. I don't know. You know what? Let's go on a little journey. Let's go on a little journey. Hopefully it's not going to be inappropriate. But I'm going to type in Google. You guys can go on a little journey with me. I'm going to type in AMSR. Let's hope it's not inappropriate. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Physical sensation characterized by a pleasurable tingling. Oh, messages for your brain. What is this? That tingling sensation in my head. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Is that really what he's talking about? Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Promoting, no. Australian Society for Medical Research? Maybe that's not, maybe, I don't know. Is that what it is? No. I'm going to assume it's the tingling sensation in my head. It's funny that you say that, because I was going to do a Spot's thought on this. This is where we call segues. Segue one to another. I have, and if it's not what this is, it's irrelevant, but I am one of those people that have that tingling sensation at the back bottom corner of my neck. Right around that little, I guess where it connects to the brain, maybe. If anybody else is in this similar circumstance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I am somebody that even when I was younger, I still vividly remember my mom used to be on the phone. This is the indication by hand that somebody's on the phone. That's, you know, can you talk for a second? No. And that somebody knows right away you're on the phone. My mom used to be on the phone, and I used to sit in the kitchen with her, and I used to watch her. Not watch her specifically, because I don't know how exciting that would be to watch a mom talking on the phone. But when my mom used to be on the phone talking to her friend, she used to doodle little flowers on a notepad. And as a kid, I could never figure out why, but I used to get almost, I'm going to use the term high. It's not necessarily high, but I would zone right out. I would be watching what my mom would be doing on the notepad, and I would get these tingles and jingles all over the back of my head, almost right around the back lower portion of my neck. I couldn't figure out what it was, and I didn't know if anyone else had feelings like this, but it was weird. So when I was older, and there was the couple of shows on PBS. One was fly tie fishing, where they would actually make fly ties. You know, you'd put a little hook on a device, and you'd wrap this old guy who kind of looked like Wilfred Brimley, who did the old Quaker Oats commercials. He would take, it wasn't Wilfred Brimley, but he would take like yarn and stuff, and he would wrap it around the hook, and he'd say, all right, we're going to be making ourselves the yellow, I'm making up things here, the yellow hook nose. Okay, we're going to make the yellow hook nose. First, we're going to start with a little bit of yellow. We're going to wrap that around the end of the hook, just like so. Snip off the end. We don't need the excess. Then we're going to take some, I don't know, fur fibers. We're going to put those up for wings, and then we're going to wrap around that, tightening it off, wrapping. I would watch that show. I don't know why I'm whispering now, but I would watch that show, and I would get these tingles and jingles in the back of my head. Same thing. There was this other PBS show where they'd make model building, and I've been able to find the other fly tying show somewhere on the internet, and I think I downloaded it, or I don't know how I got it. But anyways, I can watch that whenever I want. And truth be told, I have bought a couple of DVDs of fly tying for that same very reason. Bob Ross would be somebody else that I would kind of get the tingles and jingles when he would be patting out the trees, drawing the little swoopy lines for the trunks and talking about his happy little tree friends. I would get tingles and jingles for that. And then there was also a PBS show where they did model building. And sometimes they would build a model from scratch, or sometimes they would build it from a kit. But it was really cool when they built it from scratch, because I remember once they made a US satellite, and they actually took like plastic tubing and they made this thing. And I remember watching that, tingles and jingles. So I have had that. I don't know, he says, have you tried? So I don't know if he's even talking about that. He could be talking about something completely different. But if he is talking about the tingles and jingles, sir, I am totally there. And let me know down below, even if it's not relevant at all to what he's asked, let me know down below if you have had the tingles and jingles in the back of your head. Watching something, maybe somebody flipping a magazine, the noise of the page, that's the noise of my hand, but the noise of the pages as they flip the magazine. maybe you've got the little tingles and jingles as well. So let me know down below if that's not the answer. If that's not your question, I apologize. Spot just went off on a tangent and talked about something completely irrelevant. But next question comes to us from the Review Chest 100 OTS. Do you like the UFC? And if so, do you know there are figures? I know there are figures. I haven't picked up any. And I'm not actually a big fan of UFC. I used to, way back in the day, and I'm probably dating myself to high school. I used to watch old UFC. UFC back when it was illegal and not a lot of states would allow you to have UFC. I was back in the day when I was watching it. It was like Dan Severn, Hoist Gracie, Ken Shamrock. I'm trying to think, there was this really rugged, not rugged, there was this really tough Russian guy. I don't remember what his name was, but I mean, to me, back in the day, I really liked UFC because it was kind of like Bloodsport. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. It was like Bloodsport because you had like a really tall guy. Maybe he was a submissions expert, and then you'd have like the mat technician, the Greco wrestling guy. You'd have like, the guy who knew jiu-jitsu, the guy that would know mat ground and pound. And it was always neat to see who would win. It was like the Deadliest Warrior. Who would win versus the mat technician and the submission artist? Now, unfortunately, all the guys kind of all have the same skills. You have one guy that knows like 5 martial arts. Okay, this guy knows 6 martial arts. But it's all essentially the same thing. Back in the day for UFC, for me, I loved the fact that you would have like a guy that was 100 pounds versus a guy that was 400 pounds. Who would win? That to me was UFC. Now I don't really watch it. Next question comes to us from Sammy82935. He says, yeah, I'm new. Welcome, new Sammy82935. Welcome aboard. The next question comes to us from the Action Panel OTS. What do you recommend for young figure review channels in terms of getting our name out there? That's actually a good question. Things I could suggest, I would say, check out channels of people that, maybe are more established and comment down below. Commenting always, I think, is probably the best advice I can make. If you have like a channel that is pretty established, you know what? You don't necessarily have to be the guy that says, hey, I do these too, check out my channel. But you could say, really nice figure review. I picked this up myself, I really liked it, or something like that. Sometimes it comes across, if you're one of those people say, hey, I review this too, check out my channel, it kind of sounds like a shameless plug. A little bit. Just a little bit. Other things I would say, you don't necessarily have to buy stuff that's current. You know what? I think a lot of people fall into that loophole, that little kind of thing where they feel like they have to review the current things. And you know what? If you don't have money, it's review stuff that you like. I always say to myself, if you're a new reviewer, put out what you would want to see if you were watching the video. Like if you be yourself and find original ways to present it. Because, everybody can review a Transformer. Everybody can make a video about Lego. It's how you put your spin on it that people will be interested in. Whether it be finding a new way to change the name of your reviews. Like, for example, I have spots. I don't call them reviews. I call them spots. So, really, when you search it on YouTube, as far as I know, I'm the only one that has it called spots. That's my shtick. You could have it like Evil Professor calls his lessons. If, for example, you are called the Action Panel, you could call your reviews, Toy Panel, and put like a little space next to it. As soon as somebody will see it on YouTube, they'll know right away that it's yours. So I would say find original ways to present your product. You're not necessarily selling what you're reviewing. You're selling the way you review it. You can put that on a t-shirt if you want it. But that's probably the best advice I would say is, always comment on other people's videos. Always be active in the community where you're always giving your opinions on other people's videos, because people will start seeing your name popping up and say, oh, okay, oh, Action Panel has commented again, let me go check out his channel, and then they'll see from there. And on top of that, just find original ways to present the same thing. Just because you've picked up, I don't know, for an example, what's a good example? Say you've picked up one of the Avengers toys, or let's say one of the Iron Man toys, and 100 people have already reviewed it. Don't think to yourself, well, you know what, I'm not going to review it because so many people have already done it. No, I'd say still review it and just find a unique way to do it. Whether you want to review it with a puppet, might sound ridiculous in other people's eyes. Other people might say, you know what, that's an original way to review it. I'm going to totally check out his videos. And before you know it, you might have several million subscribers. If you do, don't forget about me. Don't forget. So hopefully that answers your question, Action Panel. Thank you again for sending your question my way. And with that, Spot's going to try to keep it relatively short, 16 minutes or so in. I'm going to wrap this up here. Certainly stay tuned. There are certainly more videos heading your way where I resume answering your questions. Stay tuned for that. See you then.